Hi! Hello and welcome. My name is EricVulgaris, and I'll be your adorable host this evening. For those who don't know, this is Once Upon a Game. This is Season 2, Episode 5, and we're going to be playing Jason Morningstar's game Durance. But for those who don't know, Once Upon a Game is basically the Tinder of indie RPGs. 3 times a week, we'll swipe right, and we're going to go on an adventure exploring cute small press or indie RPGs and see what they have to offer. We'll build a world. We'll fill it with awesome characters and ideas, and then because we have commitment issues and we're also kind of compulsively arsonists, we're gonna freak out and set it on fire and never return. But I'm not alone when we do this. We have special power of friendship when we do this. So join with me are my two good friends here, Bradley and Paul. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just finished watching Mirror Shades, which is great, and
Yes.
I did a bunch of awesome drawings. Which is
Awesome. I was gonna ask you, yeah, how's your art stuff going? Because Paul here's a known popular drawer on the internet.
it's going
I
well,
didn't
but
say artist. I said drawer.
so, so I got a tablet just before Christmas actually, but I'm like super heavy-handed with the pen, so I'm wearing that out like in no time.
Oh, of
Like
course.
I watch a video on it, and they're like, "Oh, like those things can last a year," and I'm like,
What?
like I've done one, and
You've had it for 3 weeks and it's already battle hard. It's war torn.
so I don't know. I have to practice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a new
Just,
technology, right? It's
it's
it's a
good.
change of pace for you. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. And we also have a new person on today, Bradley. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing great tonight. I'm worried that Paul's going to spoil Mirror Shades for me. I did not watch it. I'll be catching the bot tomorrow, but
Oh,
really excited to be here tonight.
yes. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So, we're gonna be playing Durance by Jason Morningstar. And for those who don't know, Durance is basically space Australia. So imagine a kind of dystopian-ish future. The world is overpopulated, and we're looking to colonize it. And what better way to get rid of the overpopulation and overpopulated with criminals than to start establishing penal colonies on these new scanned planets? And of course, to make this all legitimate and have a little like sugar coat this pill to society, we everybody on Earth was told that these planets will have everything that everybody needs. They will have, abundance food. The temperatures will be fine. It's a geologically stable planet. But it turns out that's not true. And through our setup phase of the game, we'll learn what exactly is wrong with our planet and kind of realize that when you stick people who are in weird power structure relationships with limited supplies and set to their own devices, things don't always work out as intended. So that's what kind of Durance is in a nutshell. But before we get into the rules and beginning play of Durance, there's sort of a meta rule that goes on in Once Upon a Game in the games that I play in general, and that's called the X card. This rule will trump every single rule that comes after this. So if there's ever like a topic that comes up in the game or an element in the game that you are not comfortable with, that you do not want to see anymore, even if you consented to it and we're hour two, just let me know. Whisper me or type to me or say it if you're comfortable. I just say like, listen, I can't do this. We can't have talking dinosaurs in the game. Like I've had a bad experience. We can't have clowns, no clowns, right? Or no spiders. Like that's totally fine. Like magic, that shit is gone. It is eradicated. We back up and we make do however we need to. We will not ask you questions about why or make you justify this. We believe you. We trust you. However, we may ask you a couple questions about like, so you have an issue with this, okay? But like, can you help me explain how to is this part that might be getting close to it okay with you, right? Like maybe something like that to help solidify the boundary. But so before we begin, are we on board with that? Because This is what makes these games. This is our safety net. This is our parachute. We okay? Yes.
Yes.
I have to a verbal.
Sorry. I
Bradley, I think
have
you're muted.
crackers and I don't want to munch those in the microphone, so I keep muting myself.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good. So this is going to be a one shot, which means this is a game where we will not be returning to. This is a game without a GM. I am the host and facilitator of the game, but I don't have any more power than anybody else in the game. So we all have a shared amount of investment. So we are, it's the most important part of these games are our own brains, and that's bringing stuff forward. So, this is a one shot, so we should go wild, and we should really hammer hard whatever we want. And if we go too hard, that's okay, because we have our ejection seats, we have our X card. We can really push and have a great time tonight. So awesome. I'm really looking forward to actually sitting down and playing Durance here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over to Roll20, and we're going to look at what's called the Planetary Survey. So I'm going to jump over. Here we go. So for you guys at home, the Planetary Survey here is over to the right. So this is what we were told by scientists and the governments, that the atmosphere will be excellent, geology is stable, the biology is benign, the climate is mild, hydrology is favorable, intelligent life is absent. What we're going to do now is we're going to rotate around, scratching these things off until there are 3 left. Okay? If you want, I can start unless somebody definitely wants to begin. Yeah,
Go for it.
Cool. I'm just going to quickly grab black, and I am going to wipe out geology is stable, because it is not stable. That needs to be filled in. There we go. Happy little filled in. Cool. Brad? Going in order of the cameras that I arbitrarily set up.
All right. So you want me to mark out?
If you want, you can do the mark out, or just say it, and I'll do it.
Okay, I want you to mark out biology is benign.
Awesome.
Right. So let's take out the atmosphere is excellent.
Wow, we just said screw you to that left-hand side of this thing. Love it. Cool. So we're going to be playing on planet BDF, which we will look up in a second. Let's look to... Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it right now, right? Shall we? So I'm going to bring up the rule book here. So I'm going to look for the combination of BDF in the rules. There it is. It's Numala, or Numaya.
What? That's BDE. You have BDF.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Thank you.
New Kalima.
New Kalima. Thank you so much. This is why I have friends help me play games, because I don't know my E's from F's. So thank you, everybody. So new Kalima, or new Kalima, whatever we want to say. New Kalima is a water world, but her seas present no challenge to colonization, averaging only 2 meters deep. The climate planet-wide appears temperate and stable. No signs of intelligent life were noted. A strong contender for a colony. Revised survey. We brought filters, but not enough. The atmosphere here contains corrosive fluorine and is lethal to breathe directly. The warm, shallow seas make construction and agriculture, aquaculture as well, difficult. We've learned that life here has unusual and deadly biochemistry. Nobody wants to stay here. We fucking rock it at picking planets, guys. This is the worst person planet ever. This is like Australia with global warming
There's not
and a
one
bunch
good
of
thing.
hazardous chemicals. No, this is awful. This is my personal hell here. Awesome, guys. I'm really excited to get into this. So we'll do the details part at the end here because there's some really cool stuff. But we will go back over here, and now we're gonna look what our government system's like. So we're hopping back over to Roll20. We're going and looking at the colonial record here. And once again, we were told that the planning of this colony was meticulous, the workforce will be motivated, order is well established, we won't be competing for too much space because the density is low. Overall, just wealth and well-being and prosperity is high, and justice is universal. Well, I'm telling you right now that here on fucking Water Planet, justice is not universal.
Oh, right.
That is gone. Get out of here, justice. Oh.
I think.
Do I sound better? Do I sound a little nasally? I might be getting sick. Anyways.
I think that I don't think there's a lot of space, a lot of actually habitable land on this planet. So I think density is low. I think that's gone.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Leafington.
Let's do get planning is ridiculous. We cannot do more at it.
Absolutely. That is just not true. That planning is not meticulous. This was done on a weekend. Done. Just like this game. Not meticulously planned. So, colonial record is done. Now we decide. Oh, let's go back to the book here and let's see what our colonial record says. Right. So we have New Kalima, and now let's look at our colonial record. So we have available to us WXY. WXY is Port Job.
All right.
So let's read out. I'll read out Port Job. Authority. Our first job after planetfall was to bore out tunnels in which to build our new paradise. That wasn't the original plan, but plans must make their way for necessities of surviving this hellish place. We established light industry with small success, security is tight, and we learned that when dealing with lags, an iron fist is a better tool than an open hand. It is the way of things as unpleasant as it is. The convict side. There's the tunnels, which is safe and secure, and then there's the hovels on the surface we live in. Collapsing old prefabs that aren't safe or secure. Oh no. There's the wire, and we don't go beyond that, do we? Here we are in old Port Job, half dead with fear, without a friend or a meal, targets for any marine half bored and looking for sport. So, damn, that sounds horrible.
Jesus.
So we have to live underground. Okay, so it seems okay. So I'm getting this now. So
The rich people get to live underground.
yeah.
The convicts have to live in the toxic atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
went
these
out there for a
horrible.
change.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Port Job. Oh, I should write this over here. That's what I should do. And I'll write New Kalima as well. Port Job and New Kalima. That's our planet. Okay. So now we get to do what drives us. So we have to determine what our drive is of our colony. This is sort of like the prevailing ethos of the way things are. So I think harmony is out of here. So just like everything else, we're going to be crossing out. Only I think we crossed everything out until we get to 1 on this one.
All right, let's get rid of indulgence. There are more important things right now.
Rip indulgence.
Say status is out.
Safety's out.
Oh Jesus, the choices.
So freedom or control. What is the prevailing drive?
I think the prevailing drive is going to be freedom.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to quickly write this into our drive down here. Freedom. And I'm going to go ahead and now roll 3d6. Oh, fuck me. 1, 2, and a 3. 1. Just doing it in clockwise order. And I will explain what these die mean in a second. What free? Yeah, I should probably just make this right so people don't know. I'm not saying free Doom because everyone knows Doom is never free. I kind of wish this sheet, kind of like Fiasco, didn't have dice written on it, so that you could kind of see the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I really think Doom might be free for everyone, to be honest,
That's
right now. You just breathe the air.
Yeah, you can breathe Doom. It's palpable. Cool. So, the next step of this is moving up here on Roll20. We get to look at our tables. So, I know there's a lot of weird words here for everybody on chat, but this is a game about the government and the rebels and how there's similar but very different power structures. We sort of have the authority and then the convicts. So we have like the legitimate rulers and then we have the convict rulers. The ruler of authority here is the governor. The ruler of the convicts is the dimmer damber. That's just what they're called. This is how it is. Then we also here have the judge, advocate, and captain of the Marines, and a little bit of description. So we have the government's enforcers. And then just like underneath the dimmer damber has the abbot and Captain Sharp. So the abbot is the Lord of Vice or God of War. So there's like sort of like the two different guys, or girls. We have the free colonists, which are like your regular old Joes. We have the bolters, who are people who ran away, or as well as they are the middle manager, kind of lieutenant people of the organizations. Below the free colonists on the left here, we have Marines, and they are the authority's big sticks. They are the force that gets welled, but their life's not nearly as good as you want it to be. And then on the other side here, we have the convicts, and these are the lags and the sables. So I think lags is just the pejorative term for convicts who are male, and sables is the pejorative term for convicts who are female. And then lastly,
I don't know. It never explicitly says what they mean. Except that
I think they're Australian terms.
Other than that,
I think they're old Australian terms, but don't quote me on that. Next up, then we have at the very bottom of each rung, we have the emancipists. We have former convicts, and then otherwise under the convicts, we have outcasts, which are political prisoners or people who are just too old or destitute to do anything, or even too young. Overall, just not a good time. So that's sort of the overview of our various power structures and what they represent here. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be choosing and creating our characters. So I'm going to go up to the section 4 of the book. Going down to section 4 of the book because I'm an idiot. Why can't I do this? Okay, I'm sorry. I have to find it in section 4. But I think we can just take turns creating our characters here and what we want to play. Does anybody want to pick a role that they want to play?
Yeah, I want to play a wrecker. I want to play a political prisoner.
Okay.
Let's see. How much of this should I lay out right now?
Okay. Yep. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to come up with clear concepts. We're going to write down a name. And there's a list of names here in the back of the book on page 106. If you want.
Yeah,
read you some names.
I've got it.
Okay, similar to Fiasco, you could also roll.
Nah, I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna have Irvin Jacks.
Irvin
Irvin
Jacks.
Jacks.
All right. Irvin Jacks. Good name. Strong name. Proud name.
It's a proud man.
Yep. So, Irvin Jacks, we're also going to be having relationships and stuff like that and beliefs, which will be coming into play in a little bit. I just want to make sure we're not... Yep, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick the roles that we want, and then we're going to write down a notable on the opposite side on the different position of the ladder. So, Leavington, would you like to go or should I go?
I can do it. Sure.
Okay.
Let me just roll randomly to see what we get. So we have a male, 6, Will. Oh, hold on. Did a couple too many. It's Prue.
That's a good name.
It is pretty good. So it's Prue Waycox.
Cool. And did you know where you wanted to put him on the table?
I thought it was under Emancipist then. Or
oh no, you don't have to
wasn't
directly
just
make.
anywhere.
No, that would be after you create your character. No, it could be Emancipist. Excuse me. The Emancipist would be created either by Bradley or you. You're not required or obligated to create an Emancipist at this time.
Okay, I just have to pick someone from the authority?
No, you could pick anywhere.
Oh, okay.
As
if
long as it
just
doesn't have anybody in it. Yeah, like for example, like the
the other
functionaries
side,
and
as
stuff
long
like
as it
that.
doesn't-
Yeah.
Alright. So, well, let's still do it Emancipist.
You could actually. I think you could have more than one in each side. Okay, but
You
still want to do
Let's go with
Emancipist?
Emancipist still.
Okay.
Sure.
all right. What was the name again?
Prue Waycox. I'll write it.
Oh, you're doing it.
Yeah.
All right, I believe in you.
Well, I'll write it in Roll20. You can just copy it from there.
Got it.
There.
Awesome. I'm going to make. I want to make the governor. You know,
Nice.
I'm gonna make the
Seize that
governor.
power.
Yeah, I'm gonna seize that power. So let's go to page 106. Let's grab. Let's just roll randomly. I'm gonna do female. Slash roll 1d6. I got a 6. Slash roll 1d6. Got a 2. So that is Viola. Cool.
Nice.
Viola Colton is the name that I got. Viola Colton, everybody. Let's see if we can. I can't grab. There we go. So close. Okay. All right. So now that we've all made characters, now we're gonna make our characters to the other side of us, or start filling in some of these blanks here. So.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, okay. So what we're going to be doing here is when everyone's written down one notable, each player will in turn choose a role for a second notable on the opposite side in a different position of the ladder of their first. Okay? So this means that I can't create Viola Colton and then like a Marine, right? I have to pick something else on the other side of the table. Okay?
All right.
Because after we come up with our names, we're going to be going over and we're going to be coming up with the details about our character as well as a belief about him.
All right. Well, then in that case, I'll make my second notable.
Okay.
I've already randomly rolled his name out. He is Tim Marr. And Tim Marr is a Marine.
Tim's a good name for a Marine.
That's what I thought.
I don't know how to spell his last name. I just did M-A-R-R. I don't know.
It's close enough. There's another E at the end.
All right, thank you. So
It's
Tim,
very important, that silent E.
the silent E. All right. Are you sure it's not an F? All right. Do you want to go, Leafington?
Yeah. I got Rogan Kilch, who I rolled up, with a female.
Cool. Where does Rogan Kilch go?
She is Captain Sharp.
Nice. How do you spell it? Oh, you did it. Oh my God, look at you. You are amazing.
You
Thank
did
you.
it, man.
You wrote it. You wrote it already. So smart. So smart. Do I really? I don't want to make the Dimmer Damber. I like the Dimmer Damber to be someone we can come up with together in a different scene or something. I think I'm going to make I'm gonna make a bolter. Make a male / roll 1d6 / roll 1d6. Oh, I should just do / roll 46 and do a corresponding because I'm a dumb. So Dulker.
Okay. Dulker. It's a good, strong name.
Dulker. Dulker Ferbs. Ferbs? I don't know. Ferbs. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now that we have created our notables, we come up with our notable details. So any character in any position on the ladder can be male, female, or something in between if the role has further options, such as the minion or functionary role. Choose the specific descriptions. Yeah, Dulker is a convict royalty. I'll use a smaller font for this. Something that would help me, that Roll20 could do for me, is give me better text boxes.
Yeah, text boxes are not the strength of Roll20 right now.
No. And that's pretty much all I use. Most of the games that I play with already have existing handouts or need index cards. So let's go. I like the name. What does convict royalty even mean? Right? It sounds nice. I wonder what it could mean in this game. So,
well, I'd say that's up to you.
I know. I was just saying out loud. I was just expressing what was going on in my head as I write down convict royalty. I know I'm going to have to come up with it, but thank you, Leafington.
So the book was they're called bolters because they escaped the prison.
Yes.
Yeah, they bolted.
Yeah. Those are runaway gangsters. Yeah. Oh, but remember when I read that thing about this one, that there's some sort of wire fence that we're not allowed to go outside of. So I wonder what that could mean. So so they were somebody who definitely went outside of the fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, and I think they may not necessarily have more power, but they have a higher status, a social thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why they're royalty. I don't know.
Rogan is Captain Sharp.
Yeah.
What about Irvin Jax and Prue and Tim?
Irvin Jax is a political prisoner.
Cool. Oh God, it's size 40 font again. Political prisoner. Irvin Jax, political prisoner. Okay. What about Tim?
I think Tim Marr is a.
It asks you to pick a rank.
Yeah, I think he's the sergeant.
All right.
Okay.
which is, I think, just under the lieutenants.
Yes.
And
You're not an officer.
no, I'm not, but I'm the chief NCO.
Awesome.
And Prue will be a former convict. Served his time.
But he can't get out of the game.
He's still stuck in the shithole.
Former convict.
Yeah, maybe he wants back in the game.
Awesome. Okay, and Viola Colton is obviously the governor. Just thinking out loud, getting a little bit ahead, I definitely see Viola Colton as having sort of like a like Boston, like old money kind of feel. If that helps anybody. I know it might not help our Euro fans, but that's what I'm thinking of.
You and your Americana.
And my Durance PDF took a crap on me. So 1 second.
Yeah.
It literally, the page that I need decided to just no longer render, but every other page does. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, we're back in business. All right. So we just described our notable details for our characters. The next step is that we're going to be making connections. As we're filling out the colonial notable sheet, think about how your characters, think about how the character you're making will relate to the others already created. Don't be shy about creating implicit relationships within or across hierarchies. All right. Where do they work and who do they work for? Giving a bolter and the captain of Marines the same surname leads to a fantastic opportunity. Are they married? Perhaps brother and sister? That's what it says. And then last but not least, as the governor player, I get to describe how convicts are identified, processed, and tracked. So, what I like to do here is I like to draw a line between characters that helps describe relationships between people. I know that may not be in the rules, but that's what I did when I was playing this game, and it helped out immensely. So I'm going to follow that. Does anybody have any relationships that they want to do right now? If it helps, if you want to, there are a couple questions about that we could use to help flesh out our characters. So if anybody doesn't have an idea for an existing relationship right now, give me a person that you're thinking about, and I will give you some sort of like brain thinking kind of prompt questions, right?
Brain thinking prompt questions.
Yeah, brain thinking prompt questions. That's what they're called. That's what it says in the book. It does not. Jason Morningstar is far more eloquent. Like for example. Oh, okay. You got one?
Yeah. No, go for it.
I was gonna say so for Rogan, for Captain Sharp. What was your crime and what is your sentence? What are the practical limits of your loyalty to the Dimber Damber, and what do you really want? Or like the 3 or 4 questions. Want me to repeat them? I know I kind of just barraged them at you. What was your crime? What are the practical limits of your loyalty?
God. All right. So let's do the crime, right? Rogan Kilch was she defied orders because she was in the army and she was Tim Mar's boss. But she defied order, got court-martialed, and sent to the can.
So I'll put. Do you mind if I put former lieutenant, like former LT, meaning you were the officer in charge of Timar?
Sure.
Oh gosh, did Timar testify against you at the court martial?
Oh God, yes.
I don't know. That would be a really good scene.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I would love to see that. So yeah, so you're a former boss. You're her lieutenant. And what was your crime? What did you do?
She like defied orders.
Oh, okay.
Like she didn't do anything terrible, but she didn't go where she was told. And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
it was their fault.
For refusing to obey orders. I think that's
Exactly.
probably fine. I'm just gonna put refusing to obey orders. Do you think maybe at this point we could should we start to kind of flesh out Tim Marr, because maybe we can see kind of like how he feels about Rogan from this.
I think that's a good idea.
Cool.
All right.
So let me just zoom in here on the questions. So for a Marine, who owns you? The rule of law, your commander, the captain of the Marines, or the natural leader of the people of your station? The Dimber Damber. What does your choice mean to the other two, and how will it help you better position on the ladder?
So I think first and foremost, Tim Marr is it's the rule of law. It's all about what the letter
By
of
the
the law
books, yeah.
says. He will enforce what he is supposed to do.
Very by the books.
So what else was in that question?
Well, that makes sense then. So, okay, so he's very, very much about the rule of law. What does your choice mean to the other two, meaning the captain of the Marines and the natural leader of your people? And how will it help you better your position on the ladder? So how does following the rule of law help you?
I think following the rule of law makes him both trustworthy and just reliable. Tasks can be given to him with the understanding that they will be carried out as commanded.
Yeah. Unquestionably loyal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Cool. I guess I'll do Docker. So Docker is he's a bolter. What was your crime? How did you escape and why? Who did you leave behind? How are you going to stay alive? So Docker. Oh, does this mean Docker lives outside of the? Because he's a bolter, right? Does that mean he runs a group of people who runaways on the planet?
I mean, you could it could literally mean that. He could also be just out of the system but still in the colony. He doesn't get called for work duty and shit anymore.
Well, what was that about the wire?
So this was about the port, right? Port Job.
Yeah.
Let me describe Port Job again. That's a good question. Port Job, there's the tunnels, which is safe and secure, and then there's the hovels on the surface we live in. Collapsing old prefabs that aren't safe or secure. Oh no. There's the wire, and we don't go beyond that, do we? That's all it says regarding that. Here we are in Old Port Job, half dead with fear, half without a friend or a meal. Targets for any Marine, half bored and looking for sport. So I think this is somebody who made it out. I think he's going to be a runaway. His crime. His crime is that stole breather masks. At least that's the big thing. He stole breather masks. He took a bunch of them and ran away. So he currently lives outside the colony in some sort of makeshift fashion.
What? Why was he in the convicts?
In the first place? I see him as sort of like a Robin Hood-y kind of figure. So I think he's there for he probably got in a fight. Yeah. No, I think since he already stole breather masks and complicated stuff, I think I want him to be a fighter. So I think he
Right.
I think he got in a fight. Nah, it didn't kill somebody. Assaulted a planter. That makes sense because perhaps he was trying to steal food and ended up, instead of that, getting an altercation with the farmer.
All right.
Yeah, so he was assaulted a planter. Cool.
Does he have a relationship to anyone?
Yeah. So I was thinking that I don't like the last name Fearbs, and I think his last name should be Waycox.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just gonna do that. 'Cause you can. Welcome to story gaming. Just gonna draw a line. Sweet green line here. Is Prue male? Prue's female, right? Or male?
No, it's male.
So, bros. How does Prue feel about his bro? Let's go to Prue next, right?
All right.
How do you feel about Docker on the outside now with some of these breathing masks and stuff?
So he feels that he's foolish and rash, and if he just did his time, then he could also become a respectable citizen again.
Is Prue my older brother? I feel like you're probably my older brother.
Sure.
Right.
And maybe
you
he was
got that.
convicted with Docker, sorry.
Yeah.
For like the same thing, but he was an accomplice, so he got out early, or he sucked up to someone.
Okay. So you were an accomplice to my crime of assaulting a planter.
Yeah.
Oh, so we were both trying to rob the farmer, or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that. Okay. Ooh, I like that. I like the idea that perhaps you were the one caught, and I fought the guy to get you out, and I ended up taking more of the heat. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so you have that over you a little bit? Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, and gee, I wonder what Marine that altercation took place with. I wonder.
So now Irvin Jax. I feel like Irvin Jax and Viola should probably have a relationship. So describe for us for Irvin Jax. What was your crime? How have you been collapsed? Age, infirmity, insanity. What does that mean about your past and your future? What will be your final act in life?
I think
take that metaphorically.
Okay. I think in general, Irvin Jax was at one point in time a fairly high up member of the authority, but something happened.
Oh, sure. Do you mind if I suggest something?
Go for it.
Viola did a coup or something like that. Like I usurped power.
Perfect.
So I'm
just
gonna go ahead and do this because I can.
So Irvin was
store games.
her predecessor?
Yes. Former. So you are a former boss.
Maybe
legally I can't kill you. But you have to be alive. Perhaps we're awaiting. Oh, that sounds good. Perhaps we're awaiting like a somebody to come in, like somebody from like Earth or something to deal with this mess. But yeah, describe why you needed to be usurped, right? What led to it?
I think that watching the situation gradually deteriorate and the rule of law get harsher and harsher, eventually Irvin just kind of snapped and wanted to relax the law, relax the order, move to a more egalitarian system, and that just wasn't happening. People saw him as weak, and they took him over. And I think now at this point, he's lost everything. I think maybe he views that the only reason he's really kept alive is just to be humiliated. I think he wants nothing more than to just destroy the political system, just wreck it all.
Oh yeah, he's like became almost like an anarchist, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Down with the establishment.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Great, awesome, super good. I'm digging this totally now. So the next step is I know there's so many steps for assembling a game. Durance has a little bit
minutes.
of 15 minutes. It says the book says 15 minutes, but I'm telling you it's an hour. At least when you're playing with 5 people, it's like almost 2 hours. But anyways, so oaths, right? So an oath is something a character has sworn never to do, and this step in other player this step, you and the other players will choose them for your notables. So those are our characters, are our notables. We will be choosing oaths. Oaths serves kind of like beliefs and burning wheel. They're the things that drive us. An oath is something to be challenged, right? It should motivate the other players to create difficult situations for the notable. If you choose, I will never wear chains again as an oath, you're asking everyone else to put that character in situations where returning to a convict life is tempting or even essential, right? Like that is the point of this game. You'll be swearing. Your characters will be swearing oaths, either verbally out, or publicly, or keeping themselves privately. But they're almost always formed in this structure of every. Excuse me. They're formed in the format of everyone wants unique drive, but I will never do something to get it, right? For example, a good oath would be, I will never betray my beloved person or group. I will never kill a man, or I will never disgrace my position, office, or uniform. Which is basically saying, put my character in situations that will make me have to disgrace my position, office, or uniform, right? There's also a couple, there's a more complete list in the back of the book, which I would be more than happy to use if we want to, guys. I think I will be using it to give you guys an idea. So here's a list of the oath list. As you can tell, this is very, very similar to Fiasco in the way things are structured. So we have betrayal, authority, mercy, honor, pride, and self-interest to choose for each of our characters. Does somebody want to go first? Does anyone have an idea?
I
keep it off screen.
do, but it's not in the list. I think
okay.
I think it's not in the list.
Tell us. What are you thinking?
I think Rogan Gilch will never take orders from anyone.
Oh. Well, okay. That immediately makes me think how you're going to deal with the Dibber Damber. But that sounds good. I'm for it. Oh, something that I didn't do before oaths. So the governor has to describe how prisoners are like dealt with. You guys are all assigned barracks on the surface, right? I imagine almost like rail car looking cargo containers that are like half sticking in the ground, half not. Like like they're like they're ones that came from a ship that just got dropped, so they're half sticking in the ground. Some of them are slanted, but like your bunks and stuff are all so like imagine like a 5-degree slant, and like your people's bunks have to be like bolted down into it, and they're like pressurized, sealed. Everybody has I don't want to do like barcodes. Anyone have any good ideas about how we track people? You should obviously have a convict number, right? A convict number, but I don't think I want to do barcodes. What is it what do you have to like scan, or like what do you need to know about your character? How are you?
Because the atmosphere is poisonous, right? So we're all identified by just a serial number on our like
breathing app. Oh my god, yeah, totally. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh gosh, so we all wear breathing apparatus. Do you recognize people mostly by their build? Like, can you even see everyone's face?
No, you can never really see people's faces or their mouths.
Yeah, but maybe like they accessorize it a little bit for especially notable people.
Yeah, maybe nice people.
Oh yeah, like Immortan Joe, right? Like the fucking badass guy with like the smiling skull, right? Or like a Bane mask. It's like really adopted the atmosphere. Right?
But regardless, there's always like a serial number that's like
it has to be present.
Either clearly visible or they have to like scan it somehow.
Yeah.
And like every time you go through a checkpoint, they scan your mask.
All right.
So if you wanted to pass for someone else and like swap masks, like you totally do that too.
Right?
Mask. Sorry.
No problem. No, you just made me realize I'm going to go a little bit out of turn only because I really, really want to do this one. My belief for the governor is I will never abuse my power.
Except that one time.
Except for that one time. That doesn't count, though. That doesn't count.
I will never abuse my power again.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Oh god. Um, I think I'm gonna roll for Prue's oath
Okay.
because I don't really have a good idea.
That's fine.
So 2 and 5 is I will never kill a man, which is fucking totally in there. All right. That's Docker. Do it for him. That's great.
Yeah, I have to think of a good one for Docker. Um. Oh yeah. Um. Sorry for going out of turn. Bradley, do you have one that you want to do? Because
Yeah,
otherwise, I got one for Doc. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'm almost tempted to do something out of left field, but I think for
Yeah.
Tim, I've got to go with I will never forgive those who break the law.
Oh yeah.
Just never. Got Judge Dredd over here in charge of Space Australia. Oh boy.
Cool. Um. So Docker, I was thinking of something about pride. Um. I'll never take charity from anyone. Ta-da. Super cool. Super good. All right. We have now just done setup, and I think we're about ready to begin play. Um,
Irvin Jacks does not have an
oh,
oath yet.
yes. That's right. Irvin Jackson's an oath.
I think for Irvin it's I will never work for Viola Colton again. Or I will never work for Viola Colton.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh, so like was Viola like your vice governor or like second in command and took
yeah,
charge and
I
led the
think so.
bloodless coup? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm liking that. All right. So I think we just finished our setup phase of the game, and now we're going to start developing and building scenes. We're about at our hour break, so I think that's a good stopping point. We should take a quick little break, get some more water, go to the bathroom, get some tea, maybe a little snack, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna play some super awesome Durance by Jason Morningstar. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you in about 8 minutes.